fresh lavender, rich sandalwood. They're in a Nine of Swords because the collective is not. So this is not necessarily about the message here. This may not be a lover, but it could be. Look at it, says, you're doing great, babe. Collective, you're doing great. Okay? And there are people that are, I'm going to show you what we got out of the Mean Girls. Nine of Swords. Look at the fights. All hell is breaking loose. People on the floor, ass whoopings and shit, all jumping on shit. And see, this is what they've been energetically doing to the collective and the collective's children. They have been hiring people, paying people so that it looks like their hands is kept clean. Okay? And so, again, some people have stopped participating. Other situations is like whatever they're doing is just not working anymore. You're not stressing behind what these people are doing, what they're hiding, what they're plotting, whatever they did to you in the past. Even them annoying some of you. Some of you, if you're a social media content creator, they're stalking you there. Okay, and they're the ones that's reporting your videos, and they're the ones that's doing, you know, the spell work, and you really just don't care. The attacks aren't working. Now some of them are turning on each other, fighting each other, because stuff is just not sitting the way it used to sit. Nine of Swords, Nine of Daggers. Look at all these fights. It's going down. But this is the stuff that they've been doing to you, okay? You're being encouraged. You have some kind of support. It says here, you're doing great. You're doing great, babe, okay? It says life is tough, girl, but so are you. Your unique glow is what the universe craves. Babe, you sparkle. Shine bright like the optimistic goddess that you were born to be. Take some time for yourself and reflect on all of your unique blessings. XO. So this could be a friend, an admirer, a partner, a lover, but you guys are being supported. This could even be passed on to people. You know, you're doing great. Okay? Wow. And oh, it smells good. It smells like French lavender and sandalwood. They're in the Nine of Swords, y'all. I'm gonna light this bad boy dedicated to divine feminine. And you're doing great. You know, maybe you used to stress and was afraid and like, oh my God, they're doing this. Not anymore. You're just taking, you know, the leadership. Oh, it's so pretty. Dedicated. I'm doing great. Shit's neck. Okay. Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords. Look at this. Again, it's a mean girl deck, but these could be people who definitely act like they're high schoolers, even if they are 90. Okay? They're the Nine of Swords because you are not. No more. Why are these people in the Nine of Swords? Collective is doing great. We're going to get their encouragement there. Something to put in your pocket. Why are these people in the Nine of Swords? Which is air. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but it's the mental body. It's words. It's thoughts. It could be arguments. It definitely could be fights and attacks. It could be mental health niggles, you know, from a lot of stress and stuff like that. Okay, they wanted that for you. They were really working hard to actually manufacture this for the collective. Okay, by way of the stalking, the spell work, the, you know, all of the things, these various people. Okay. Too many. I have an emperor coming out. The plastics. Eight of Pentacles. You're not stressing about work. You're in some kind of mastery. This could be workspace. Maybe you're not in a workspace environment to stress you out or whatever that was. You're in mastery. You're not stressed. Child. It could be an Aries or an Emperor. And yeah, Three of Plastics, the Three of Pentacles. Definitely, again. They're the dinosaurs. Oh, Page of Cups. This is somebody. Is that a hot dog in a cup? They're upset because they're emotionally immature. They lied. They gossiped. They're definitely emotionally immature. Okay. It can be a feminine energy or this, you know, because there's a woman here, but a woman with dark hair. Oh, that's Osiris's. Let me turn this down. Osiris's, his Reiki, his cat Reiki. They're upset because they can't be petty with you. They can't fuck with your emotions through the workspace environment. Okay? They can't stress you out through the workspace environment, or even to do with, if it's not a workspace environment, it's what you do for work, your mastery, the things you have been working hard. You don't care. It doesn't matter. Yeah. You love yourself. It's you know, the universe could be pouring into you and you're pouring into yourself with this Ace of Cups. And this could be being done right in front of everybody. Look at all these people. This could be representing people who turned their back on you, people who were bored with you, people who rejected you, people who were plotting against you, people who walked away from you, people who let their family get in the way. Somebody over here standing like, wow, look how much abundance this person is. It's like they getting their whole Somebody also, you know, could be stressing out because they could have lied, could have been saying you were crazy, lied about loving you or something like that. If it's romantic, they're upset because you loving on yourself. The universe is pouring into you. You could be painting your world on your terms. Three of Pentacles. Judgment. Yeah, they're under judgment. Somebody's under judgment for burning up evidence, for misjudging you, for lying on you, for doing spells on you at work. They're upset. They're in the Nine of Swords because the collective is not. They're in the Nine of Swords because the collective is not. They're in the Nine of Swords because the collective is not. They're in the Nine of Swords because the collective is not. Page of Cups. Yep. The world. You closed out a cycle. It's over and you're happy. This is completion. You're not stressing. You're not fighting this bloody war. This shit that they had you all living in, attacking you, sending all these people to you through your workspace. The moon, yeah, they can't do this shit to you in secret anymore. The moon and the sun back to back with the Eight of Wands. They can't do this shit to y'all in secret anymore. They're upset because their illusions, what they were doing in secret, maybe using some women here that they were involved with. Some, like I said earlier, this could be just toxic people, jealous, insecure people. They're upset because you see clearly through the illusion what people were doing, what people were traveling to do, what people were, saying about you online, that people, you just don't care. It's being exposed and you don't care. To try to make you have to overwork. Somebody's also upset because you see the truth that there was some redhead that was always pining for a nigga that played a role in doing some fucked up shit. They're upset that you see it, you know it, and you don't care all at the same time. The moon, the sun, Eight of Wands. And it's illumination. They're upset because the shit's illuminated a bit. And the world is here. They can't be sending shit to you while you're online, or it's not affecting you, or in the workspace. Like, you don't care. You're not stressing, you don't care. I guess that was supposed to break your heart. What's fascinating is it's like something was supposed to break your heart to find out that somebody was plotting at the workspace and was fucking with the bitch. And, that's what people be hoping that's how it's going to land. That's how it's going to stick. And you're going to feel some kind of way. And it's like, you really don't care. You possibly even feel like that liberated you from something that you needed to be liberated from. Yeah. If it's work, okay? If it's about what you've been building, if it's about the fact that other people was working against the things that you've been building, you're not stressing. Yeah, Eight of Swords. They're stressing because they're stuck in their head and they can't have you stuck in your head. They can't confuse you. They can't. See all them swords at her crown? Aries, period. The Fool right here. Page of Swords. There's illumination on the board. You see the truth and you don't care. Wow. This was supposed to be like either one of two. You were supposed to be distraught by the truth, but there was a part of you that knew the truth. The thing is, the collective was supposed to be distraught and utterly just heartbroken and ruined when the truth came out. But some of you, on some kind of an intuitive level, I don't have the High Priestess here yet, on some kind of intuitive level, you kind of knew. So it's almost like you've already been in the revelation. So they are just catching up with the fact that you've already been in the revelation of the fact that there were people working in these different environments and working with, you know what I'm saying, family and exes and stuff like that. They're late on that. You're not. So that's why you don't care, because there was parts of you that suspected stuff. And when that's the case, when the rubber meets the road, you feel like something liberates you. Like, oh, I wasn't crazy. You see what I'm saying? You went through the pain of things already. Like, oh, okay, this is just helping me to further trust in my giftings. It's helping me to realize, like, I was on point. My suspicions, my revelations. So it's helping. It's hurtful, but it is helping me to understand. It's also helping me to solidify decisions. Like, oh, okay. Right? They're upset because they can't make you stuck and they can't entrap you with illusions and with people in the workspace and on the internet and child. Give me the Eight of Swords. Clarify specifically Eight of Swords why these people are upset. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords. Page of Swords. The Fool. You're getting a new beginning. Yeah, we're gonna go right now. You're getting some kind of new beginning. They're watching you get this new beginning. They're watching you be happy and glow and grow. And they're upset that they can't interfere with that anymore. They can't entrap you. They can't keep you stuck. Some are upset that they're going to jail. Okay, but it just depends. If there's theft and all this criminal activity, they're upset because due to this exposure, there is somebody going to jail for real. And some of them are in energetic jail. They're in spiritual and energetic jail for all of their violations on your life. Okay? And they're upset about that, and they're upset that you see and know it, and that the world is starting to hear about it and see it and know it with the moon and the sun here. And with the world here being a cycle closed out. They're upset that you've learned your lessons. You faced your fears. You dealt with your inner child. Queen of Cups. Why are they upset? I said, why are they upset? And the Justice card comes out. Because you're getting justice for this army of skanks that they sent towards you. Because they sent an army of skanks. To burden you down and stalk you. So it was a combination of drug addicts, thugs, bone thugs, and catastrophe, crackheads, dope fiends, sex fiends. You know what I'm saying? To come for you, to stalk you while you're walking. Look at it's a man and it's a woman here. So a man driving in his skankatronic pygmisha getting out the car. You know what I'm saying? Yelling out curses and shit. They're upset that you're getting justice for that. And they can't stress you out no more because some of them finna go to jail, or they could have gotten warned that you finna fuck around and fuck your life. That's what you finna do. You want to be thug, bones, and retarded. You want to do anything for a Walmart gift card. Okay, or for that hit, for that fiend. For some shrimps. Yeah, they missed an opportunity. They're upset because something that happened during possibly December or Christmas time was supposed to be, somebody possibly was supposed to take up an opportunity in December to do something right, okay? To reject whatever offer and weird shit. Somebody may have a tendency to always get caught up in shit with people. Yep, Page of Pentacles. Okay. During the holidays. Yup. They're upset because justice is being served. The devil, because the devil is being served justice. They're upset because they're obsessed and child. Yeah, rejection. Something is, yeah. Mm. Uh, you don't care. The Hermit. So they're being ghosted, or they're feeling isolated or going through the dark night of the soul, but they're getting karma for what they did to you, because you could be a hermit, a sage. What they were doing to you in isolation with their obsessions here. Hey, yeah, trying to sacrifice you. Look at this shit. They upset they can't sacrifice you and do humiliation rituals and shit. A cupcake. You motherfucker. What is this? A cupcake or a muffin, bitch? Trying to poison you and shit. Somebody finna go to jail for attempted murder. Look at that, death. They could have been trying to cause a car accident. And if somebody else died, they're upset. That it ain't you. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody could have reaped some shit and they're upset that it ain't you. That you escaped this hanged man, death. Knight of Plastics, doing shit to you and your handicap. They can't handicap you no more. And with the plastics, and I'm guided to look at this girl's boobies. This could be somebody who's got a boob job. Okay? This could also be people who was trying to like wish something upon your breast, and your children, trying to handicap you and slow you down. They can't do that to you anymore. They're being hung up. Now they're being humiliated at the goalpost. You know what I'm saying? They're being, like I said, somebody definitely gonna go to jail. Or that they can't tie you up and get you caught up and bring endings to you. Their obsession with killing you or causing endings for y'all. You're being held in high honor. And these three girls behind her are looking mean. Got their arms folded. They can't steal your victory. Because you love yourself. They can't knock your crown off. Who is this motherfucker? This could have been a neighbor of y'all's or your children or somebody. You point Queen of Flames. A relative, don't matter. Co-worker. Yeah. They're shocked about how much you all love yourself. Like, these people kept stealing from you, tower after tower, wanting you to be in an endless tower of feeling raped, stolen from. There was people that sat back and watched that shit. Could have even been planted there to be a distraction, because you see how he's leaning against the lockers so that if old dude, old Skankatron over here can run over here and take something from you. They could also be upset that they're planning to do that, to bring somebody in acting like whoop-de-whoop, and then like a diversion so that they can run off with some shit, so they can rob you and shit, raggedy niggas. But ain't you all that? Shit. I wish they was. I wish so I can have me a reason, bitch. Oh, so I can have a reason, god damn it. Oh, yes I do. So I can get off on some free shit. So I can be like, these niggas came for me. So I can be like, they ran up on me, that's why they did. So I can be like, they came up in my son's spot, that's why they asked. That's what I wish. I'm waiting for that shit. They ran up on me while I was out and about. They ran up on my ass. So that's why they did, thank you. Okay, I get to get off on technicalities. Because they came for me. So, oops, I'm sorry that they didn't know I was training. They shouldn't have fucked with me. Yeah. They're upset. They can't sneak and steal shit no more. They can't keep causing towers for you. For some of you, they're upset because they feel like you snuck away. You snuck away from their plan that you are not supposed to know. And this is a tower. And this is the past, 6 of Cups. This is the past. This is people you grew up with. Or people with major inner child wounding issues and people of their past that they have been using to do shit. Okay. Yeah. They wanted you to regret your past actions, but there was nothing for you to regret. You didn't do anything wrong. These people, they want you to be loyal to them, though they're in a 7 of Swords energy. You did nothing wrong. You were dealing with shysters. People acting like they're loyal, but they had a whole coven of hoes and niggas and you got a lot of people here. You got a lot of bitches on this board. And a couple of niggas. Okay? Yeah. Somebody wanted you to stay stuck in the past and in pain and in sorrow and they're upset. Now they're in the regret because now they're in some kind of tower. You're balancing yourself out while they're in these towers now. You're balancing yourself out and they are now in some kind of continual towers here. Yeah, the spell work they've been doing. For some of you, fire magic, air magic, and earth magic. And maybe water because there's a cup. Okay, so all these different things they've been doing. Poisoning you. Fucking with your emotions. You're balancing this out. I can't project onto you, blame you anymore. Child. They're upset in 9 of Swords because you not. You took the opportunity to go into the hermit, learn about self-love, learn how to face your fears and deal with loss and theft. And, you know, when people trying to sacrifice you at the goalposts and trying to do humiliation rituals, it caused you to ascend and to go within and to learn how to manifest justice for yourself. How to get out of illusion. Moon and sun. Fire and water. Okay? So, you know, you're not. They're 9 of Swords. So what do they feel like the collective is in? And once again, a reminder, look at this beautiful flame that's growing big and look at the resistance. But look, you're doing great. Okay? I didn't say perfect. I said great. Okay? Momentum is picking up. You're overcoming. You're having a good time. You're balancing your energy as often as you need to. some of this stuff frees you up to be able to do that. See, you can't do all of that when you're at a traditional 9 to 5er, on top of everything else. You can do it, but it's a little more challenging because of the consumption of time taken from you. So some of you all were put in a position to be able to do these things a little bit more, even if it's just temporary. Okay, before you go back into whatever you're going to be into here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of Swords. Yeah, you're moving on into calmer waters. 6 of Swords. And people are having to watch you sell on. You got authority figures behind you, leaders. Could be from childhood. Okay, and then other people you grew up with, or yeah. In shock. Got to watch you move on, sell away into calmer waters. And that's exactly what's happening. You're mindful of your energy. Okay, you're selling away from people who hold back from you, people who are stingy, people who are misers, people who want to have power and control over you. You're selling away from all that. You're also selling away from any financial restrictions and limitations. And you're celebrating. You in some kind of a celebratory energy. You're happy that you sold away. Okay? Because if people are not going to give you the opportunities that you're deserving, whether this is lovers, friends, family, or jobs, if people aren't going, if people are going to be trying to have power control over you and hold back from you and hold you back from your growth potential, you're just not interested in those things anymore. You're like, I'm not going to argue about that, and I'm not going to reduce myself to the pettiness that people are reducing themselves to in order to be able to pigeonhole me. Yeah. 6 of Swords, 9 of Swords, Page of Cups. You are definitely moving on from chaos. Things that were causing mental health niggles for you. This immaturity, this emotional imbalances that people were creating. You're happy because you feel like that's what you were dealing with. That it was keeping you in that kind of energy, because this is what some of y'all's work environments was like. Even though people hid it, this is the stuff that they were creating. They were sending a bunch of army of skanks. From their family. For some of you, your family. You're selling away and you're going into your happiness here. Yeah. Yeah, you're taking command. You're moving on. You're in your chariot. Some of you, you may be either going to get a new car, or you just living good, or you're manifesting. You know what your purpose is. You know what sense of direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, victory and success. You're moving on into victory and success, being held in high honor. You know that you were dealing with jealous people. 5 of Wands. You're moving and selling on from chaos and conflict, selling on from, yeah, and you're happy about it. Yeah, people playing with your head, trying to hurt you, trying to handicap you. Yeah, and for some of you, it's... yeah. Calling you crazy, but they're still doing shit to try to drive you crazy. So who's crazy? What came first, the chicken or the egg? Yeah, you're selling on. Look at you. This is y'all, the collective's energy. Y'all is in the Six of Swords, moving away from, this is stressing these people out, the Nine of Swords. Selling away from fights, anxiety, sleepless nights, worry, caused by these environments and caused by these workspaces and the army of skanks that people have been sending. Queen of Flames. Okay. You, if you're high vibrational, divine feminine, you're a warrior. And if this is not representing you, you're moving on from some control freak skank here. That could be a fire sign. That made it their point and purpose to continue to bring chaos and conflict to you with lies and immaturity and gossip. You have found a sense of purpose through that and a sense of direction, and built your confidence and your strength and have become a warrior. And you're speaking on it, you know, you're speaking like the stuff that people have done to you to keep you happening to move around, and you know, people that's following you around and everything that you do and everywhere you go, to, you know, to basically hoover over you and to steal from you. Once they can locate you, let them cause some problems so we can drive them away so that I can step in. That's what these people have been doing, and you know it. With their pettiness, with their immaturity. I was telling the story earlier about my son's one of his late aunts, and she was disabled, and she would follow, she liked cigarette butts and ashes, and she would follow people around. If they were to go outside and trying to have a smoke, she would follow them around, even if they kept trying to move away, because she wanted what they had. You all have been dealing with energies in the form of people that essentially have been following you around, wanting to take from you. So soon as, because they know you're abundant, or you have good luck, or you have some kind of an energy, and so they sit up and they watch you. They pay people to do that. They pay people to spy. They pay people to report. And then they pay people to cause problems for you. And then the project starts to harass you, to stress you, to do whatever is necessary to get you to move away so that they can step into what's yours. Yep. And the fascinating thing is what's happened to some of these people, if it's a job space shit, the shit just didn't end up sitting the way they wanted it to. But the collective, you're still happy about it. You're still happy about it. You found a sense of direction and purpose. So you have made it your purpose now to heal from that and to become someone who reveals that this is indeed something that's being done on a large scale to a lot of people. So, yeah, the high priestess in secret. Like I said, you're in your own high priestess energy. You're a high priestess yourself now, okay? And so your intuition or your higher self was already telling you about this fire sign. Been telling you about a fire sign. This is also what they were doing to a younger water sign here. Yep. You're celebrating because you knew something. So you're not stressing anymore because you're tapped in. See, these people are tapped in, but it's distortion. Binding some lights. Who's Bridezilla here? Who is this whore? Anyway, you're happy because you know intuitively that people were doing stuff to confuse you. They were doing bindings, domination, and you tapped in, and you're like, okay. To cause confusion, to confuse you. You know. That's why you're happy. Because you know that they were secretly doing stuff to cause some kind of confusion, to cause fights, to, yeah. And it was for this whole, possibly, huh? Skankatron. Yeah. Yeah, you, slow and steady is winning the race for you. They slowed it down, or at least so it appears. I'm gonna put it that way. Because maybe, just maybe, something is exactly as it needed to be. The wheel of fortune is in your favor. You're happy because the wheel is turned in your favor. And these could be all the people that's mad about it. You love yourself. You're manifesting some legit friendships here, okay? Final messages. They're upset. They're in the Nine of Swords because y'all ain't anymore. They're in the Nine of Swords because the collective ain't anymore. Or you're learning how to balance out real fast every time they're attacking you and your children. Celebration, family. Something is, happening with family is going into the reverse. It could be something to do with a Taurus or an Aries. Oof. Delivering news, collaboration. Okay. There's going to be some news about family. I don't know what kind of news. Is this all reversed? Vengeance, yeah. Overcoming slights, a choice. You already know that your family, if this is family stuff, you already got the ticket of your family. You know who they are. Unfortunately, you know that these are people who will play a game in order to execute some kind of vengeance on you, much like a toxic lover, right? To get you in so they can nail in the coffin here. Cryomancer. I wonder if that's something, delivering this collaboration. Cryomancer, the king. Acolyte, new projects. That came up earlier. Interesting, huh? The tailor, attention to detail, pride. Inspiration. Yeah, yes, it's weird. Yeah, they're upset. Nine of Swords, because you're not. So what's the final message for the collective then? Get the gambler, loss, risk. Ruthless, assassin, conviction. Okay, so you all, you know what I'm saying? These people took a gamble and a risk, okay, to basically try. They were ruthless. They have a ruthlessness, conviction to assassinate and to end you, okay? And you already know this. And it's somebody's family, your family, or somebody's family, okay, that's trying to hide this. The twins, self-protection, dual nature. This could be something to do with somebody's twin. Okay, if it's literal twins or twin flames. The thief. Yep. Yeah, see, some people will only always try to come back around so that they can basically put the nail in the coffin. So they'll play reform, they'll play all sorts of things, still working with energies and people trying to steal and with this ruthless assassination type of energy. Okay. Gambler, loss, risk, overthinking, thief, celebration, family, catalyst. The king, the muse, tradition, order, the wise one. They've been stealing from the wise one. And vengeance. Vengeance is being executed in a higher vibrational form on your behalf as you're moving on with this Six of Swords. And there's going to always, again, be these people playing some kind of way. Look at the gamble. Sometimes people only come to you when they lost something, bruised, beat up. When they're high on a hog, you know, some of these same people be talking trash about you. You got to remember that. Because if people only got value for you when their ass is whooped, when they're about to go to jail, when they, you know what I'm saying, then is that viewpoints. Storyteller. Somebody may want to come in and tell you some stuff. Just stay grounded. The Archer, binding your time, planning ahead. I'm sorry, bidding your time, planning ahead. Small regrets. The twins. I told you the twins. It says self-protection and dual natures. You have to protect yourself from these shadow people. They live in their shadow. They're governed by their shadow. These are the people who will hurt you. They will come in and pretend whatever they got to pretend in order to get in. They don't have no path. These people don't have a path. That's why they act like that. They don't have one. Somebody's twin or the twins or twin flames. Lack of direction, difficult decisions, the pathless. Inheritance, correction, something about an inheritance. People were doing things, like I said, they had bounty on your head. You don't care anymore because you're dealing with something in the background about it. Okay? People put bounties on your head. for money, for resources. And these are the same people who would swear up and down to the world that they're decent folks, that they're good folks, and that they're mature, and that they're evolved, and all of these things. But they took bait. Here's your encouragement. I gotta go. Keep that in mind. Stay grounded, keep your discernment, keep your intuition, keep staying tapped in. Nothing at face value. Trust nothing and no one automatically. And that's not paranoia. That's just the way of the world. For an example, I was out and about with my son. Some random strange dude, said, hey, and said something to my son, and I'm watching, and I'm standing right there, and like did the fist bump or whatever, and I was like, no, like stop. And then I had to talk to my son about it, and I did like some reversing on that. And here's why. When you start understanding that there's plants all around and they take advantage of the innocent, they take advantage of that childlike nature. My son thinking, oh, he was being nice. And I had to tell my son, I'm like, son, you learn to trust your mother, because not everything is quite as it seems. Sometimes people are smiling at you while they're trying to harm you all at the same time. And so I was like, I don't like that. Don't be touching people. Don't let people touch you. And it's sad, but that's just the way I feel at this point. That's the way I feel. It's like, no. I was like, send this nigga's energy back to him and bring my son's energy back to him. And I did my little booty boo, booty boo, boo, boo. Right on the spot in the store. Yes, I did. Because that's what I'm on now. Now that I realize I got a bunch of skanks following me around. That's what I'm on. Walking and ready and loaded to curse who I gotta curse and to do some shit on the spot. Not when I get home, not later, not none of that. All right, so here's you all's encouragement. You just got to be mindful. I'm not trying to say you all should get jaded, stay jaded, but the reality is what it is. Okay? That's just, I don't know what else to say. So here's the encouragement for the collective, and I'm out. So assist the collective. You have the power to create and change. I have the power to create change in my life. If you are trying to change something in your life, think of the times when this issue didn't affect you or it felt okay. Number 2, dive deeper. How was this experience for you? How did you contribute to this experience being different? Lastly, number 3, see your actions as a resource you can draw upon. Acknowledge your capacity to create change. Somebody could be 58 years old. This could also be something about Scorpio or death. 13 endings, death and rebirth transformations. Okay? Okay. You have the power. My opinion is not always reality. Number 1, stop. ID the thought that you're having. Is this statement a fact or is it an opinion? Whether this is yours or someone else's, for that matter. If you are not sure and you don't have someone that you can trust to ask your higher self, what's the next best thing for you to do based on the facts? Do you need to do anything at all? Sometimes no, you don't. Because if you're not dealing with people on the up and up, it's not about opinion versus fact. It's about motive and intention. It's time to unclench. Yes. Oh my God. Whew. Clench your fist tight and count to 5, breathing deeply. Okay, let's do it. Let's clench our fist tight and let's count to 5, breathing deeply. Okay, let's do it. Now let go of your hands and stretch out your hands and count to 5, breathing deeply. And repeat. Let's clench our fists as tight as we can, counting to 5, breathing deeply. Now, release the hands, stretch them out, counting to 5 again, breathing deeply. Okay. Let them relax, curl naturally now. Let the hands relax, the fingers relax. And now let them have a natural curl to them. Just relax. And let's count to 5 again, breathing deeply. Lastly. Okay. 8, 9, 10. This could be about cycles. The Wheel of Fortune. Things turning in your favor. And you can change the story. They wanted you in a living hell. This is their lot. You can change the story. What's going on? Identify how you are feeling. Turn it around. Find a positive way to look at it if you can. If you can. Acknowledge both the truth, how you feel, how you're feeling, but also how you can look at it in a different way. And keep giving yourself praise for finding higher vibrational solutions. This is not avoidance. This is acceptance, but choosing. Because if we leave it up to these skanks in this Nine of Swords energy, that's hell-bent on keeping you in the Nine of Swords energy, then we've turned over our power to be based on how people choose to treat us and what other people's choosing to do with their time, money, energy, and resources. Do something fun, like going for a walk, eating some chocolate. Let yourself experience it fully with your senses. See, feel, hear, taste, smell, linger. Everything else can wait. Y'all got this.